Women by nature are nurturers. Women are the first teachers of the children. And all of those things, along with many others, should be protected by someone. That someone should be the man of the house. First and foremost, all praises unto the Most High. If I may, I'd like to share a story with you. When I was a little boy, as far as I can remember, I recall imagining myself as a grown adult and the things that I would desire as an adult male. And one of the things that stuck in my mind then and still till today is the idea of marriage and being a part of a family that I would start, that I would choose a good wife, a decent woman, someone that I can trust and respect, and vice versa, where that she could confide in and trust in me, that I would be there for her whenever she needed me. I always imagined, as a little boy, having a family, having children, the picket fence, traveling the world, your basic dream, your basic belief that a family should be. Now, what I will add to that, though, is throughout my lifetime, in all honesty, I made a lot of mistakes in my choices of accepting certain people into my life. I don't blame them today. I used to, but I don't blame them. No, they were who they were. I blame myself because there were certain things that, even at a young age, the Most High showed unto me as a young man, things about that individual that clearly indicated that me and them were on two different paths. We were moving in two different directions. And I wanted so much to have that dream come to reality that I hung around longer than I should have in a lot of those relationships. And I didn't have the patience to allow myself to see the things in the other individual that would allow me to know that they were not right for me and I was not right for them. Once again, I don't blame them. I blame myself. And the reason for is because it does not matter what the other person is. What matters is us being able to recognize it from the outside looking in, seeing the signs, and then recognizing whether or not that's something you would be willing to accept throughout your lifetime on this physical earth. And see, I didn't do that. Instead, I tried to force it to work. And for that, I was guilty. I'll admit to that. I was trying to force it to work. And instead, I should have walked away. Because there was clear evidence that showed me that they wasn't what I needed them to be for me. And I guess I can't necessarily speak for them, but I guess I would have to say the same for them, that I wasn't what they needed in their life for them. Though I will say that many of them have said to me, some in private, some openly, in front of others, that because of me being in their life, they are now a better person. And for that, I owe all the glory unto the Most High. For that, I am grateful. Because as I said earlier, I had a dream, and part of that dream was to be a very good husband, be a respectful husband, to be there for my future wife, to love her, respect her, and give everything. I think one of the main things that fail relationships is when two people come together, they don't have the understanding that when you come together with another individual with the idea that maybe one day this would be my husband or my wife, they don't consider the idea that they should be presenting themselves as the husband or the wife that they will be for that individual at that very moment. Not wait until you make the vows and then present the husband or the wife you're supposed to be. Because I can guarantee you majority of the time it will fail, if not all the time. Because when you get into a relationship, just like if you were going to buy a car, not that you can compare a car with a human being per se, but just the concept of when you are purchasing something brand new, you want to know that you are purchasing has all the potential of what it is you buying it for from the first place. In the first place, excuse me. So, same thing apply to marriage. If you get involved with a man or a woman, you should be presenting yourself as the potential husband or wife at that very moment, so that the person that you are pursuing, they recognize that this could be a good thing, or it is clearly something that they do not want because it's not something they're ready for, or something that they desire to have in their life per se, because maybe it's just not a match. Maybe there's certain things like hobbies and places that they like to go, and how much maybe they like to travel versus the other person. Maybe it's the principles of how to raise children, you know. The other thing is there are positions within every relationship. There is position. Everyone must hold their position, and that's another issue there is when it comes to marriage, or should I say when it comes to people getting involved with each other. Excuse me, people getting involved with each other. A lot of times I see that one don't respect the other's position. One position is not more important than the other position. Same as a boss versus a employee, or should I say an employer versus an employee. The employer is of course important because they are the one that provides the employment. But the employee is also equally important because without the employee, the employer have no help or assistance to follow out or follow through with the mission at hand. So both parties are equally important. You can't have one without the other. Same thing apply to man and woman. Now, where originally and rightfully so, a man should always be head, and there is reasons which I will get into why a man should be head and the woman should be second to the man. In that order, when it comes to man, woman, and ultimately children, because there always has to be someone leading in a group situation. Other than that, everything runs amok. Everything or should I say, potentially can become chaotic very fast when there's no order, when there's no supervision, no management. So someone has to lead. And in most cases, it should be the dominant one. And the dominant one of man and woman is the male. And one of the reasons are the way a man is perceived versus a woman being perceived to the world, or by the world, should I say. A man is perceived in a masculine, dominant manner, where in most cases a woman is looked upon as something delicate, precious, wise in her own manner. But key thing is gentle, delicate, and a man masculine. And contrary to exceptions, because there are exceptions. There are sometimes you'll get a man and a woman that will come together, and the woman will show a lot more dominance than the man. These things do occur. They're not as frequent, but they do occur. And when those things occur, even then, the woman must respect the fact that the male should still be the head and respected as such for the sake of order. This order was given to us not by man, but by the Most High. And it should be respected. And it makes sense. The woman is more of the nurturer, where the male is more of the protector of everything, of the house, of the wife, of the children. The man is responsible to protect. So if threat or harm comes to that circle of family, the man should be the first on the war line, or should I say, on the battle line. The male should always be first. Meaning if anyone gets hurt, it should always be the male first. Not the woman, not the children. And that's the order in which the Most High put forth. Not man, not woman. Women by nature are nurturers. Women are the first teachers of the children. And all of those things, along with many others, should be protected by someone. That someone should be the man of the house. The man should also be the sole provider. Now, granted, there are many exceptions once again in this area, because many times you will find that women, especially the times in which we're living in, financially is doing a lot greater than the male counterpart that she may allow herself to get involved with or accept herself to become involved with. If that occurs, that becomes another factor. But once again, the order must stay the same. The other thing is, key thing, and which I touched on a little earlier, is it does not matter that one has one position and another has another position. Both positions are equally important because you can't have one without the other. So the order of the house should always be man, woman, child. Not anything in between. Therefore, it allows things to stay in order. When you have your exceptions, the woman may find herself having to take on certain things that originally the man would take on, but with the respect and understanding that the man is still the head, but that she is coming in to assist in the situation. Same thing in reverse. If, let's just say, we have a woman that maybe she doesn't do much cooking, but the man is a very good cook, he may assist in the cooking. There are men in the world that fold clothes very well and very good at laundry. Maybe they may assist a whole lot more in laundry. And now it's not to say that if they don't do laundry well and don't cook well that they can't assist in those areas, because they can. And sometimes maybe they should, all depending on the circumstances. Because if the wife is putting in a lot of hours at work and the male has less hours to put in, then it would only make sense that he would step in and take care of some of the things around the house that originally the woman would take care of. Now, if you have a stay-at-home mom, that becomes something more traditional, more ideal, and a totally different situation. So it allows things to work more so in order, as it should, because someone should at all times, really in all truth, should be taking care of home and taking care of the children so that the children can learn accordingly, appropriately, properly, orderly. It's a gradual process with children. Mothers are beautiful when it comes to working with children and gradually teaching them certain things. Now, granted, when you have we talk about a daughter versus a son, ultimately the son would be taken away from the mom, not overall, but for the moment, taken from the mother and go under the wing of the father, that the father or the dad can now teach this son how to be ultimately a man, understanding the traits of a man, the dominance of a man, the warrior in a man, the providing skills of a man, the leadership of a man that can only be taught by a man to a potential man. These are things that is very difficult for a woman to teach, just like it is very difficult for a man to teach a little girl how to become a woman. Only a mother can do that sufficiently, properly, where it makes sense. Now, it does not mean that the father can't or the dad can't give the daughter direction and teach the daughter many different things, because he can. The things he would teach the daughter is something similar to, or something more related to, what to watch, or what to look out for when it comes to dealing with the opposite sex, and the things that little boys do to tease the little girl or to get under the little girl's skin, and how he can teach her effectively how to deal with those circumstances, those little situations that in her mind might be very big, respectfully. But there's something called order in which we're lacking. That's why the world is in the condition it's in today, because we're lacking family, the traditional family, the traditional order of family: father, mother, child, in that order. The other thing, going back to the relation part of the union of the family, the mother and the father, or should I say the man and the woman that decides to get involved with each other. The other issue that I see is when two people get together, when you consider the idea of marrying each other, one thing we must always keep in mind, or should I say, should keep in mind, is that when you take on another individual as potentially your husband or wife, there can be no one that comes before the two. It should always be the two are first. And why I say the two are first, because they are supposed to become one with each other both first before anyone else. That means that the husband can't look at his mother as greater than his wife. He can't look at his father as greater than his wife, and vice versa. His wife cannot look at her mother as greater than the husband, or her father as greater than the husband. No, the husband must be number one in her life, the only one, and the wife must be number one in the husband's life. The only one that comes before the husband or the wife is the Most High. That's it. Everyone else is second to the husband and the wife. The husband and wife is supposed to become one. The two come together and become one. That's the order in which that should occur. This is another reason why a lot of times relationships fail, because a lot of times we do not grasp that understanding. We should put no one in front of our relationship, that anyone can come in and break it up. And once again, that's including family and best friends and so on and so forth. The husband and wife is always first in that situation. In any of those situations, husband and wife are one, and no one comes before either. They are first, and then everyone else come thereafter. That does not mean the husband or the wife do not honor their mother and their father. They should continue to honor their mother and father, but that do not mean that they have to put their mother or father in front of their husband or their wife. I hope that makes sense to you. But it's something that, unfortunately, that's what causes relationships to fail a great deal. And that's something that we have to start to do better in. We need to start doing better in that area, because that causes major problems in relationships. And the other thing is, husbands and wives, I'm talking directly to you. Don't cheat on each other. Don't do that. You bring somebody on the outside, inside your union, your oneness, you become two once again. You become separated. Once you bring that third party in, whether the other one knows about the third party or not, does not matter. You separate the two of you. Once you do that, you should not allow anyone to come between the two of you. There should be no cheating whatsoever. If the thought comes to your mind, you should go and repent unto the Most High and ask the Most High for strength in that area, and even talk to your husband or wife if necessary. If there is a problem in that union between the two of you, that is governed only by the Most High, not by a piece of paper, not by a ring that we put on our finger, no, by the grace of the Most High, governed by the Most High and the Most High only. Two people coming together in matrimony for a lifetime together, through the greatest of good to the worst of bad times. Those two should be together, allowing nothing on the outside to penetrate their bond together, their circle together. With that being said, I hope that this information that I shared helped you in some way in your life. This information is not only for husband and wives, it's not only for those that are considering marriage, but for those that may be eventually getting into a relationship with a husband and wife. Husband and wife. And I said that for a reason. There is a reason why I pointed that out, because I know in the times we're living nowadays is whereas two of the same sex marriages and stuff like that is going on, and that's another conversation for another time in which we will be discussing. But for right now, I'm going to leave that where it is. But by the grace of the Most High, I hope you nothing but the best, and I thank you once again for your time. And with that, you take care. Love you.